Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. For those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, always double salute. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about how to get the surge credit card with bad credit and no credit check. Now, I know for some of you guys, you may be familiar with the card and you're like, well, they charge all these fees or whatever. However, I'm going to talk to you actually how to leverage this card. So for most people, they may be just coming out of a bankruptcy or they trying to build their credit and stuff like that. So this here card may be easier access for them, but also explaining to you how do you leverage a card like this to be able to get access to more funding. All right, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, you have to understand, you have to understand that these are the no credit check credit bureaus. So when you hear credit card companies, personal loan companies say that they're not doing any credit checks, what they're not doing is a hard inquiry on your personal credit. Okay, so they're not going to pull your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, the hard pull on those. However, they own other credit bureaus as well. Okay, and because they own other credit bureaus, these lenders, they're going through these third parties to take a peek at what's going on with your credit file. So you have Clarity, which is owned by Experian. You have DataX, which is owned by Equifax. You have Factor Trust or Trust Factor, which is owned by TransUnion. You have CoreLogic, you have LexisNexis, okay? So when they tell you, hey, we're not going to do a credit check, believe me that they have a system to find out what's up with you, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, here's another thing you have to understand. Like, a lot of times, a lot of creditors, you may not get approved because you have too high of a debt to income ratio. Like with high interest rate, high fee type of credit cards like the Surge card and stuff like that, DTI, they probably going for as even a 65%. 65%. Now, I'm going to also talk about some loans that you may can get as well when some of their DTI is up to 75%. So just keep that in mind. The credit bureaus they're going to pull, also looking at your DTI. Now, here's the thing with the Surge Mastercard credit card, okay? Their cards start from 300 up to 1,000, all right? Now, what happens is when you first get the card and activate the card, say that they give you 300. So they may tax you maybe about um, almost $100 of that, right? Activating the card and stuff. So that leaves you with $200. Sometimes, depending on your income and stuff like that, they may give you the max of $1,000. However, after 6 months, they will review your account. But you have to ask for it for a credit line increase, okay? But the good thing about it, you can pre-qualify for this card, and this is a credit card that's very easy to get, okay? So in reference to there may be a maintenance fee on the card, which is about up to $10 a month. Up to $10 a month. Late fee is $40. Um, they may pull from your TransUnion, okay? But at the same time, remember, these cards are designed for people that's just coming out of bankruptcy that or has real bad credit and they're trying to rebuild their credit and stuff like that. So these are the cards for it. If you want to actually just apply for the card, I put a link in the description of the video for you to actually apply for the card. All right. Now, here's something that I wanted you all to pay attention to. Like I said, is say that you just get, they probably give you $350, right? So, and they probably charge you almost $100 to activate the card. It leaves you with $200. Now, depending on if they're doing a cash advance. So, if they're not doing a cash advance, the reason I'm talking about cash advance because I'm going to take you into a strategy. So you got to sit down and hold tight because you got to pay attention to what I'm going to say to you. All right. So since this is a Mastercard, you can go over to a company like plastic.com, and then say that you want to pay a bill with it or whatever. Um, can you do a cash advance? I'm trying to figure out the best way that you can actually take money off the card without being charged that cash advance. At least getting $200. All right, that's all you need is just $200. And the reason that I'm finna tell you about the $200 and why it would be so important is because if you can become a member of Navy Federal, right? They have a secured card, which you need at least $200, but after 6 months, that $200 turns into $2,000. So you're leveraging the finding a way you may can actually buy some gift cards with that surge card, and then take the purchase of the gift cards and then cash them out and use that money to pay down on the secured card through Navy Federal. Again, in order to get access to this card, you actually have to be a member. I do have a video I made about some of the ways that you possibly could become a member of Navy Federal, so put a comment below. Now, here's the thing about it. Like I said, all you need to do is make a $200 deposit. Now, and make sure that you making all of your regular payments on all your other credit cards and stuff like that. This is very important. Again, because where I'm just talking about the 2,000, this can actually turn into 10 to 25,000, and I'm going to explain how is that. All right, so I'll come back to that. Now you have another credit union. They offer credit cards as well, and this one, if you just rebuilding your credit, you have bad credit and stuff, it's an unsecured card, but it's through a credit union. You have to become a member. Okay, it's TDE credit union, but you have to become a member to be a part or to get access to this credit card. Now, going back to Navy Federal. All right, here's the situation. Once you join Navy Federal, okay, if you open up a bank account, a savings account, and like I said, being able to get access, becoming a member of them, and say that you do the secured card and the secured loan, right? So now you have these data points going on, right? So you have these internal data points that's going on. Now, I made a video explaining, and people are like, well, it doesn't work anymore. Not true. It does work, because more people are still having success. Where people with even a 530 credit score have been getting $25,000 credit cards from Navy Federal. And it's not because of their FICO score, it's because of their internal scoring. So if you actually need to get access to that video, put a comment below. But again, leveraging that Surge credit card, the Surge Mastercard credit card, then just being able to take that credit card, buy some gift cards. You can liquidate those gift cards through Cash App or something like that. Take that money, put that money on a Navy Federal secured card, and making payments on both of those accounts. All right, and just continue making payments. Like I said, what happens is with the after 6 months with the surge cards of good payments, you can request a credit line increase. After 6 months with the Navy Federal card, it's going to turn into an unsecured card for $2,000. Now, again, since you are a member of Navy Federal, then you can do the midnight credit card hack to where you possibly can get up to $25,000 credit card, even if your FICO score is still low. All right, so that's the strategy that most people are not aware of. But I'm telling you, if you have bad credit, following the strategies I put out there would definitely put you in a better position. But wait, because I have more, okay? Now, for those of you that, hey, you just can't come up with that $200, here's a few ways you can actually find some free money. You got unclaimed.org. You got missingmoney.com. You got class action lawsuits. Now, you may have on class action lawsuits, you may have bought a product or a pharmaceutical company had been sued. Maybe a gym company went out of business and they sent out checks and stuff for class action lawsuits and stuff. I know 24 Hour Fitness, they was notorious for being sued for overcharging people fees. So just different ways that if you check the class action lawsuits websites, then you possibly have access to some free money there that can help you uh, have money for like those secure down payments. Now, again, the Surge card is not a secured card. It's a regular unsecured card. So that's the benefit of it, because you don't have to come out of money with it. The unfortunate thing, like I said, they are pricey on the fees or whatever, but when you just starting over or you're trying to rebuild your credit and stuff, definitely can give you some leverage. Now you have unclaimed.org and missing money. You may have moved to another state and some companies may have sent you money. Right now, a lot of people are moving like out of California to other states, or moving from New York to other states and stuff. Because they're moving around and stuff, they may have checks been sent out to them and stuff. They never cashed and stuff like that. So what you can do, you can go to these websites and stuff, put your name, your address and stuff in, and see if your information pops up to actually get money. Okay, so that's where you find money. Again, you have the Child Care Development Fund. So for those of you that have kids and stuff that need assistance still with low income, places like that to help you financially. Low income home energy assistance program. Those are another places that you can actually go. Now, if you're trying to boost up your credit score to get larger lines of credit, and you're trying to do it within the next 30 to 45 days, you have companies like Grow Credit, Perch. So if you're doing subscriptions like gym membership, car insurance, make sure you have to check and see if they're operating in your state or whatever. But they report your subscriptions and stuff to help boost up your credit score. Like I said, with the pledge loans, the credit builder loans, you have a Experian Boost. So for those of you that have attempted to use Experian Boost, how many points did your credit score go up? Also, removing inquiries. You may have tried to get a car, or tried to get an apartment. They kept running your credit and stuff. You can have those inquiries removed. Also, adding authorized users would definitely help you get a boost in your credit score. Then you have, if you use your debit card a lot, you got the extra debit card app, One Financial. All right, they report all your debit card transactions as a trade line on your personal credit. Extra reports to Experian and Equifax. Then you have Boom Pay and Rental Karma that reports your rent, as well as Perch that reports your rent to rental history and everything. So if you're roommating and stuff like that, especially with the new IRS laws that's coming out, you want to be able to get since you want to be able to get as many positive trade lines on your credit as possible to help build it up so you can get access to more funding. Now, in terms of personal loans, let's talk about some of these personal loans, okay? Like you have CASHUSA. They don't look at your credit score. They look at how long you've been at your residence, your job history, how long you've been on your job, and your income. So their loans go from 500 up to 10,000, but you have to have a checking account. All right, and so they have different lenders that can help you, but they don't focus on the credit score. So if you have challenging credit, but you've been on your job a long time, then this may be one of those lenders that you may want to consider. Then you have credit loan. Credit loan, they don't focus on the credit score. Same thing. Job history, how long you've been at the residence, what's your income. Okay, their loans go from 250 up to 40,000. You have to have a checking account. It's a lot. They state that they have a high approval rating. Okay. Now, unfortunately, they're not available in New York and Connecticut. But adding to that, if you have bad credit, the maximum they're willing to loan you, starting off is 5,000. Okay, that's the maximum they're willing to loan you. Now then you have First Tech. They offer personal loans. Their personal loans goes from 500 up to 50,000. They do report to all three credit bureaus. You only have to have a 580 or higher. Again, a lot of credit unions, they more or less about internal scoring versus the FICO. Okay, and so the way to join them is you can join the American Consumer Council. Uh, Average cost to join them is between $8 to $15, okay? But they're not focused mainly on the credit score. They're focused more on internal. What's going on internal? How many accounts you have with us? Do you have direct deposit with us? All of those things count. Now, this is the lender I was telling you about, Universal Credit. If you have a high debt to income, their maximum high debt to income ratio is 75%. With the banks, their high debt to income ratio is averaging maybe about 55 to 60. So a third party lender like this, now their average credit score is a 638, but again, they're not focusing on the credit score. They're focusing on the job stability, how long you've been at the residence, what's your income like. So average credit score is about 60,000, but that does not mean you have to be making at least 60,000 to be approved for a loan through them. Then their loans go from 1,000 up to 50,000, but you have to have at least 2 trade lines on the credit file, okay? So if you're just building your credit, then adding that surge credit card, again, because there's no upfront money for that card. So that may be a help to you, as well as adding some of those other trade lines will help you as well. Now, for those of you that may have questions about personal credit, business credit, or need some type of consultation, you can click the link in the description and schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.